everyone, and welcome to No Place Like Home. I am your host, Kath, and how lucky I am to be joined by Producer Rach again.
Hello, everyone.
You've got a call back, Rach.
Yes, unfortunately. I much prefer to be on the other side of this. But Larissa's taken the morning off. So she's okay, just for everyone listening who heard her update and know what's going on. She's okay. She's just resting and not taking on too much.
She is. So you're stuck with us
yeah.
and likely me for quite a few episodes in a row after this. But we've got some good stuff to talk about today, Rach.
Yes, hopefully. We'll see how we go. I'll muddle my way through it and hopefully it's okay. I'm no replacement for Larissa, let's be honest, but that's fine.
We're both sub-ins, but we're doing our best.
Yes, exactly. We're going to talk a little bit today about finding your village. So we've spoken about it on Instagram a little bit and how isolating that new parenthood can feel sometimes, and where you can actually go to find people and connection and shared experience.
I feel like for me, I have to start with the why behind this, because things are so we've spoken a bit about why through quite a different range of episodes that we've done over the last year and a half.
Yep. It's been a while.
It has. And I feel like there are a lot of reasons behind this. Lots of people's main support in the day was their family, their parents-in-law, their own parents, your neighbours.
Yep.
Most people were going through similar things at the same time, but a lot of that now is, you can't do it yourself. Oh, okay. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, 100%. I still remember my mum, different circumstance for her. I think she lost her mum when she was 17. So her mum wasn't around when she had kids, but she had her mother-in-law around and her dad around. And you just had people there all the time. And I think as well, she said she stayed in hospital for like 10 days after giving birth. And that was pretty standard back then.
Yeah.
So you kind of get all of those skills before you're leaving, so you're feeling a bit more comfortable. And then it was just expected that your family would be there to help you, and normally really close by.
Yeah.
And there's been a big shift of we need to get back into work and you should be able to do it by yourself. And culturally, it's actually quite a big change in a short amount of time, realistically, when it was our parents who had that village built in.
Exactly. I think the other part about that too, Rach, with a lot of families having either their families aren't around for whatever reason, or parents are still working, so they're not as involved, or maybe they've got their own busy lives that they're still living.
Yeah.
So there is a lot more solo stuff going on. Also not necessarily, people living next door to you are the people that you would lean on. I don't feel like there's that sort of community necessarily anymore. So
no. Do we know our neighbours in this day and age?
I mean,
I don't.
it depends where you are, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah. My sister's lucky. She lives in a court and her neighbours are all lovely. Like they have that nice little community that reminds me of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Not so much where I am.
Yeah.
Weird though, but it'd be nice to bring that back.
Yeah.
Street parties.
Street parties, yeah. I mean, it's very, we know that it's different. We know that there's lots of reasons behind it, but lots of people do struggle to find the village and know how to build it. So that's
definitely
some of the stuff that we want to talk about today.
Yeah.
We've met lots of people in our journey, not just through home, but through doing the podcast, who are incredible resources for building village.
Definitely. And not even just an in-person village, an online village as well.
Yeah.
Like we've heard people talk about being up at 3 a.m. feeding a baby and having people also in the same situation who are online at that time, who they're messaging and chatting to through that experience. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in person. And I think through COVID and those lockdowns, we learnt that although social media can be a bit of a double-edged sword, there is some good in that as well, and having that connection online, especially when those isolated early morning feeds and things like that, if there's someone else in the same position as you, it's nice to find connection there sometimes too.
Yeah, totally. That any way of making it feel like you're not doing it 100% on your own.
Yeah.
So that's that. I feel like that's a massive win.
Yep.
Whether it's, you find your Instagram community, someone that you follow that you know is kind of going through similar things to you at the same time. Maybe they're living some warped sense of reality, and that's okay. Take what you need to out of there. But I feel like there's enough influencers out there at the moment that are living it pretty real.
Yeah. And there's people on here,
Yeah,
Jazz Flowers, for example.
Yeah.
With her mum chat. She's been on the podcast with us before, and she has people reaching out to her all of the time, just thanking her for being real and sort of telling it like it is. And there's some other ones around as well. I know Steph Claire Smith, who has Kick Bump.
Yeah.
They've got a podcast. They also have a closed Facebook group, which is just mums, and it's actually a beautiful community and really respectful and helpful and all really positive vibes there, which is, testament to her and Laura who have got that business to build that.
Yeah, I absolutely love looking at Steph's stuff and just knowing that she's living it real. Like, there's the glamour and stuff that happens as well, but there's also the tantrums and there's the crying in the car and there's the, my kids are killing me today, like all of that sort of stuff. I also must say I love Sarah Davidson as well.
Yes.
We've met Sarah and she's a beautiful human, but also just love how she'll show one angle of, this is the glamour and the glitz, but also this is me now. My postpartum hair's growing back.
Yeah.
I'm in my trackies. I'm lying on the floor. I've got food on me.
Yeah.
So, I think find your people who relate to you. Like you can sort of think, okay, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. We also had Joanna stay with us as well, who's IVF Mama Tribe on Insta. Yeah. She's found this beautiful little community online as well. But speaking to her last week, she's also involved in some of the mothers group. I know she's been going to the From Day One mothers groups and things there, which is another awesome,
incredible
resource around for families and mums to connect. And not only mums, they're doing dads groups, dads and bubs groups there as well.
I can tell you right now, we've had quite a few people here who, I think lots of people after bub is born, they get placed into the maternal health group, mothers groups.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing if it works. I know I've got the most beautiful crew of women that I spend a lot of time with who I've known now for almost 9 years, and they are gold. And they're like, we support each other and we're very like thick really still.
Yeah.
But lots of people don't have that. So, it doesn't all rest on that. You can actually create your own. And From Day One is an incredible place to land and it's curated for you.
Absolutely. So, and not just for mums, for dads as well. I know Jason, who was spoken to on the podcast from Raising Fathers, he's been doing some incredible work with From Day One. He does dads groups himself, and then he also is working with them to do the dads and bubs groups, which is such a beautiful thing because, one, it gives mum a break as well for some self-care time or whatever it is that she needs to get done. And then dad can have that connection with other dads, other people in the same boat, and have that time with bubs as well, one-on-one, which is so valuable for their connection too.
Absolutely.
There's also Maternal and Infant Wellbeing Melbourne in Parkville. They've just opened a beautiful new space and they're doing incredible things there with their day stays and classes. And I think they're introducing like mums and bubs yoga and movement and things.
Yeah.
And
we were lucky enough to go a few weeks ago actually and see the new space and meet with Amber and some of the team there. So
beautiful way to connect with other mums in the same position as you, and find people who, you can work through this crazy new parenthood phase with.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere that you can get it, whether it's, and we've spoken about this before as well, like it can be you're sitting in the park with your other children, because that's where lots of parents go, sitting in parks. Just walk to the person next to you because likely they live close by.
Yeah.
And, they might be up for a chat, or at least they know what you're going through because they're sitting there doing the same thing as you at the same time. And you just never know what happens from those relationships. So,
yeah, exactly.
Before you enter like the world of childcares and kindergartens where you actually are birthed into a community that is, easier to jump in on.
Yeah.
Doing some of these, classes or, things that happen in the background.
Yeah. Even
really
connecting,
helpful.
like those parks and stuff, like there's no cost associated with that. And there's other things as well, like they do the story time at local libraries as well. Beautiful place to connect with other mums, and it doesn't cost anything, gets you out of the house, gets you interacting with other people. And it's a positive interaction, hopefully.
Yeah.
And you never know what you're going to find there.
Absolutely. I think the other thing, the other places that I've certainly met mums who are in similar situations to me are any form of classes, whether it be, like you said, like the local community ones. So not just the story time and things. Actually, the library generally runs multiple different classes for kids at different ages. So they're great ones to go to. Little music classes for kids. Awesome. Baby yoga, baby massage, gym, like baby gym, like Gymbaroo and things like that. They're like all local communities have those. Yeah. And most of them start from quite young with babies. Like I'm talking 6 months for baby gym and things, but obviously can go a lot earlier with the council ones too.
And the play-based learning is so great for Bub's development, but also so great for mums too.
Yeah, and there's some incredible places out there that are doing that. We're in episodes later on, we'll be speaking to Megan from Bright Little Sparks. So Bright Little Sparks is an incredible facility that's opened in Hawthorn. Highly recommend. Have been there multiple times myself with my children. Not just because, although
I might just leave the kids at home one day and go myself.
Exactly. So, and a lot of those sort of new communities have been started so that mums can share time together, or parents in general.
Did speak to Katie a couple of episodes ago, and she said that her child was sick when mum's group rolled around. She's like, I went anyway, left my baby at home, and I went without them because I needed that connection. So it's about prioritizing that as well, and making sure your cup is full so that you can really be there for your child when they need you.
Yeah. I mean, Katie runs quite a few awesome groups as well down Peninsula Way. Yeah. We'll link some of her stuff. Actually, we'll probably link all of this stuff just to make it easy for everybody. Yeah. But whether you're asking people around you, usually the hospital will also, when you're exiting the hospital, they may know of some really incredible groups that you can join along the way. Yeah. Maternal health, people have really varying degrees of how they feel about maternal health. I always say to people, take what you need to out of that experience. So whether it's, whatever it is that's going to help you, they're actually incredibly well resourced in local council areas, and they will know different things. So, if it's I'm really lonely and I don't know what to do with my baby, generally they'll have a handful of ideas of places that you can go to link in with other parents who are going through similar. So,
and it's certainly not a one size fits all.
No.
Like every baby's different, every parent's different, everyone's experience and background is different. So find what works for you and leave what doesn't. Yeah. I also want to note from my own personal experience. So I'm not a mum. I've got a lot of mums around me, a lot of beautiful friends who have become mums. And so often, it becomes difficult to maintain those relationships when you've had this massive shift in your lifestyle and what's going on for you, and you're so absorbed in this parenthood thing. And I've had friends sort of say to me, well, I couldn't ask you because, you've chosen not to have kids and I don't want to burden you with that, or it's going to be too hard because baby's here. I want to see you and I'm happy to see your bub. Like just because I don't want kids of my own doesn't mean that I don't love and care for your kids, and I'm so happy to be there. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be a big event. And I don't think anyone's expecting that. They just want to sit and chat and have a cuppa.
Yeah. It's that taking the loneliness away from the situation and just being with other people. Yep. I can't tell you how many times I just randomly went somewhere hoping I would bump into somebody that I knew, even if it was walking supermarket aisles, or because that loneliness feels really isolating in general.
Yeah.
So
it's also leaning into saying yes. If someone is offering help,
yes,
it's because they genuinely want to help. They want to see you. They want to be involved in your life, and they genuinely care for you. People aren't offering help and secretly hoping that you say no. They want to be there with you. So yeah, leaning into saying yes when help is offered, even if it's just to bring around a cuppa or sit and help you fold your washing or lay on the floor with you and your baby. It doesn't need to be a big thing. So,
no, absolutely not. I feel like we've covered a lot of really good things, Rach. Hopefully we've delivered some golden nuggets to some people at home who are wondering.
Yeah. And I know there is some barriers and challenges there. Like if you live in a rural area, it can be more difficult. Or if you're a little bit isolated, or if there's language or cultural barriers or things like that. So lean into asking those services. Like if you're connected with the hospital from birthing, ask those questions early on. There's been some talk, especially with From Day One, of setting up sort of those mum groups through pregnancy as well. So you've got those connections earlier, and sometimes it can feel less intimidating before you've got bubs. So even trying to form those connections and get that information and sign up to these groups and things early and step outside of your comfort zone so that you've got that village there when bubs arrives and everything feels a little bit possibly overwhelming.
Agreed. I feel like some of the best relationships that I made were from having that first awkward conversation with somebody, whether it was at a cafe and then all of a sudden we're having weekly coffees.
Yeah.
I don't even drink coffee, but all of a sudden I'm in the coffee shop very regularly. I feel like anything like that, building a community doesn't happen from staying at home unless you're happy to have your community be completely online, which I think for most of us, we still need that touch in with actual physical people. So I would strongly urge you to go with awkward, lean into it and embrace asking those random questions to the person that's sitting next to you whose baby looks actually a really similar age to yours.
Yeah.
Maybe they've done it before. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they were thinking of speaking to you as well. But put yourself out there and embrace the weird and the vulnerability. And that's a great step to building a community, I think.
Yeah. And you might even find a little lifelong friend for your baby as well.
You just never know.
Awesome. Thanks, Kath.
Thanks,
we'll be back next time with a special guest.
We will.
This podcast represents the opinions of our hosts and their guest speakers. Views and opinions expressed in the podcast are our own and do not represent that of our places of work. This podcast is for informational purposes only, and content here should not be taken as medical or professional advice. Please consult your healthcare professional for any personal recommendations and medical care. While we make every effort to ensure that the information we are sharing is accurate, based on the best available information at the time of recording, we will welcome any comments, suggestions or feedback via our website, contact form, home.com.au/contact. Names and details of personal experiences may have been changed to allow anonymity and privacy. To join the conversation, join us on social media at Home Postpartum.